string. We can hide this. Looking good. Okay. So it should be good. Okay. So I've decided to do a little bit different format. We can see a little bit more of us. You know, just decided to do something different. So we get out at 5:50. It gives us about 40 minutes. I'm going to take about 20 minutes to go through section, unless there are specific questions. So like if you email me and I didn't respond, now is actually a good time to ask those questions. So like just to kind of, we can actually take time now to go through it. If you don't mind that question being streamed via YouTube. If there aren't specific questions about homework or things of that nature, I'm just going to choose a few questions. We're going to take about 20 minutes and go through section 1.3, do as many questions as we can. Then we'll take about maybe 5 minutes or so for sections 1, 2, and 1, 1. And we'll see how it looks after that. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Your timer is set for 20 minutes.
And again, if there also, feel free to either unmute yourself. Since we're on Zoom, you can actually hold the space bar to unmute yourself. As long as you're holding space bar, you'll be unmuted. And then you can that way you don't have to go searching for anything. If you're on a computer, you can hold space bar to unmute yourself. Also, feel free to type questions into the chat. So I am monitoring the chat. So we haven't gotten there yet. That's coming. Is that the top of the chat? Are we missing anything? Let me see. Let me get that fixed. Let's go here. This one. Can we switch screens? I just want this one. All right, let me shrink this some more. Yeah, I just want to see the top of the chat. Let's put that there. I'm going to shrink this down. Not that one. Come on. There it is. I want you to be here so I can see the top of the chat. Okay. That looks better. All right. Okay. But yeah, so Mr. Amamore is ready. Okay, let's hop over. Let's hop over to Pearson. Let's start with section 1.3. We'll take a few minutes to just go through. Again, if you can either think, if you know you emailed me, or if you know you have a specific question from a homework, you can actually go ahead and click on the Ask My Instructor, and I can pull it up during this session, and we can talk about it. But again, if there aren't specific questions, I'm just going to kind of choose a few. I'm going to choose questions at random to kind of work on. Didn't mean to click on that. Let's go here. Oh, you're good there. We're going to shrink you down. That's good there. And we're going to build you up about here. Okay, that looks good about there. All right, we got what? 20, 21. Did he say 22? Okay, he said 16. Is there no week 4 in Pearson? Oh, okay. So week 4, we can devote nearly that entire week to prepare for the exam, right? So I think the exam in week 4 is supposed to be released maybe about Wednesday. We can use that week for review. So there may or may not, I'm not sure if I loaded a study guide or not. But in either case, we can take that week to review for the exam. The exam is online, so we can kind of take our time a little bit. We don't have to take the exam during class. I think we get unlimited attempts. The exam is open from Wednesday to Saturday. It's set to take your highest score, and even if you submit it late, the highest you can get is still a 90. It's only 10% late penalty. Okay, so let's go to the chat.
Can you repeat that? Repeat all that.
So the exam is scheduled to open on Pearson next Wednesday. It's going to be open from Wednesday to Saturday. So like Wednesday at like at the top of the morning at midnight until Saturday night at midnight. That's if you want 100%. If you want to have potential to get 100%, you can even submit the exam late, and it should be only 10% late penalty, right? So even if you submitted it after Saturday, you can still earn up to 90% if you really push, right? I can't think of anything else.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's go paper like that, not like this one. Okay, so I'm going to open up the polls. We're going to hit open. And the first number I see, I'm going to go 10. I saw 10 first. Let's see. I'm going to hit type close. Okay. Hey, Google, give me a random number 1 through 21.
12.
Oh, I was like, y'all didn't see that? Okay, we got 2 I would take, but nobody got it. So we got 4 and 3. That's okay. We'll have another one. So we got 12. Let's check out question number 12. It says to find a domain. Okay. What do you think? When you see this one, can anybody either tell us the answer or give us a sense of where to go or where to start?
Will we start with factoring the denominator?
Okay. So if we factor the denominator, say we factor the denominator, why are we factoring the denominator? What are we looking for?
I don't know. It just looks like it should be factored.
Okay, I can feel that. I like that intuition. Before we go forward, is there anybody on the call that has not gotten attendance credit for today? Like anybody here that came in late or anything like that? You can get attendance credit? Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here. I'm going to lock the meeting. Okay. So I like that intuition. His intuitions was saying to factor. So let's take some notes, okay? So this is, let's see, we have a homework session. This is going to be homework. This comes from section 1.3 functions. And we are working on question number 12. And this comes from section 1.3, question 29. And it basically says, find the domain. Okay. The original function we have is x squared minus 7x plus 10 under x plus 2, and that's going to be f of x equal to that. Okay. Let's hop over to the iPad. So let's go back here, and it's here. Okay. And let's move you out of the way. Move you like here. Tell the x-intercepts. Okay. There's one other thing we need to do if we're actually finding the x-intercepts with this graph. What do we need to do? That's if we're talking about x-intercepts, we have to do what? Set what equal to what?
Y.
Set y equal to 0, right? So for something like this, a rational function, basically when we have a fraction, the main thing with fractions is that we cannot divide by 0. So with a rational function, we have to throw out any x that makes the denominator 0. So I like the intuition. So let's set the denominator. Let's set the denominator equal to 0, and let's solve and see what happens. We're going to set the denominator equal to 0 and solve. Okay. So setting this trinomial equal to 0. Let's see. We got. Actually, I'm gonna just copy and paste because I'm on technology, so I can use it. Let's copy and paste. Boom, right there. All right. So we're setting the denominator equal to 0 and solve. And one other thing, let me center this a little bit more. Okay. So if we're going to solve, I heard factor earlier, so let's factor this. We got x and x. Okay, walk me through the factoring somewhere. Can we walk me through the factoring? What are we looking for? Two numbers that do what?
Add to equal -7.
Add to give us -7 and multiply to give us 10, right? I think it's what, -5 and -2?
Yeah.
Notice that -5 times -2 is +10, and -5 plus -2 is -7. Okay? So then at this point, we invoke this property called the zero factor property. When two or more things multiply to give us 0, basically we set each thing to 0 and we solve. Okay? So from the first one, we get x equals 5, x equals 2, right? So we're saying if x is 5 or 2, that's going to make a 0 in the denominator, so we want to throw those two out. Can anybody, so let's hop back over to Pearson. Let's see if we can see the answer. So can anybody tell me what would be the answer here? Would it be A, B, C, or D? Okay, so let's hop back. It's okay. So now, we're saying that x cannot be 2 and 5, right? So we're saying the domain is going to be everything except these two numbers. So let's look at it this way. Say we look at the graph, the line graph. Say here's our 2 and here's 5, right? We're saying that the domain is going to be everything except this number and except this number, right? So we're saying the domain of the original is going to be all these numbers to the left, all these numbers in between, and all these numbers to the right. And then if we want to exclude the 2 and the 5, what kind of grouping symbols are the 2 and the 5 going to get? Are they going to get brackets or parentheses?
Brackets.
What do they mean? What do these symbols mean? What's the difference between parentheses versus a bracket?
A bracket is like it's on the point.
Right.
A parentheses is close to it.
Right. So bracket means we include that point, and parentheses means we don't include that point, right? Do we want to include 2 and 5, or do we not want to include 2 and 5?
We don't.
We don't want to include
include
them,
them.
right? So what symbol should they get? Parentheses. Does that make sense? Is that okay? Yeah. So we don't want to include the 2, so that's why we're using parentheses. We don't want to include the 5, right? Parentheses means we get really close to that number, but we do not include that number. Versus brackets means we get really close to that number, and we do include that number, right? That's the concept. So because we don't want to include 2 and 5, we put parentheses in this fashion on those numbers. So then in interval notation, the far left is going to be negative infinity up to 2, and then we want all the numbers from 2 to 5, and then we want all the numbers from 5 to infinity. What kind of grouping symbol does infinity get? Always get. What kind of grouping symbol does infinity always get?
Parentheses.
Infinity always gets parentheses because we never reach infinity as humans, right? We don't really know what that means. And then we already talked about the 2 and the 5, and we grouped them like this. So now that we had that discussion, now the answer should be clear. Okay, let's go with C. And we're going to hit enter. Awesome sauce. Okay. Let's open the polls. First number, I keep getting this 13. I'm going to go 13. Let's type closed. And right here is the other one. Hey, Google, give me a random number 1 through 21. 18. Oh, I know we got at least one. Close. Where's my open? 13, 18. Nope. See, that's why I put the close there. You can't get it after the fact. It don't work like that. But see, like, I totally want to give extra credit for that. We're not there yet, though. We're not there. But he got it. That was awesome. Okay, let's look at number 18. Somebody's intuition is on the money. I know one day I had a student that got it, like the first 2 back to back. I was like, yo, what are you doing? How did you do that? Okay, let's try the next one. So it says, use the graph to find the indicated value. So when x is 1, let's see if we can see this a little bit better. So when x is 1, what's our y value? When x is 1, what's our y value? I think it's 1 here, right? Hopefully we can see that. So when x is 1, we're going to do y is 1. It's really quick. Okay? I'm going to go to open. I'm thinking, I'm just going to go like at number 13 again. Let's type close. And, hey, Google, give me a random number 1 through 21.
21.
21. Let's see. Did anybody get it? 13, 11. Mr. Turner, 20. Close. Okay. That's okay. Almost there. You're much closer to me. Okay. Let's go to question 21. Here. Just a little mini game, right? Oh, my goodness. I instantly looked at this. I was like, I don't feel like doing this. All right. Let's read through this. It says that... It says, students stuff envelopes for extra money. The code is gone. 14-day thing. Oh. Okay, yeah. So let's speak on the access code, right? So did the timer go off? So the backstory on the access code thing. So long story short, our materials are not included. Our materials are not included in our tuition. So what that means is you do have to purchase access. So then there are a couple of routes. You can either buy the book new out of the bookstore and make sure that it comes with an access code. I've had a few students that successfully were able to do that. Or you can just purchase access directly from Pearson. It comes with an ebook, and you can actually gain instant access. You don't even have to wait for any materials or anything like that, and you have everything that you need. Yeah. So, but our temporary access should have expired by now for most people, and you do have to purchase access. Okay. All right. But again, the couple of routes, you can either buy a new book from the bookstore and make sure that it comes with an access code, or you can just buy a full access code directly from Pearson, and that has the same thing. It has a digital ebook. It has the proper material that we need. You can just do it there.
Well, what if we have something due? I know we got some stuff due Saturday. Is there any way we can get another code, or we just kind of gotta chill until?
The best thing is just to get an access code. That's the best thing. Yes.
Because I know I'm not the only person with no access code.
Yeah, I know. Just
okay.
Yeah, just hang tight. But try to get an access code.
I mean, I ordered it, but it's just not gonna be here to February 10th. Not February, September 10th.
Okay, so if I'm trying to think of what's the proper thing, because it's a certain thing that I'm trying to avoid. Give me a moment. Let me think about it.
All right.
Let me see, the 10th, right? That's a week out. 7 and 4 is 11. That's not until next Thursday. Okay. I don't want you to kind of take that kind of time off. All right. So, this is what you can do. If you got your code coming, you can actually make another account with a different email. I'm only going to honor the one account though. So what you can do is make another account. It'll be free, and you can be practicing, so that way you're not like falling behind on your content. But then once you get full access, you would have to go back to your original account, unlock it, and then just you can work all those sessions. And if you need extra time on your original account, I'll give you more time there. Like I'd rather have your stuff in one account. Okay, I don't want to.
So can you like push back the homework to like Saturday or something like that?
So for right now.
For me, at least.
No. So this is what we're going to do. So for right now, go ahead and make another account with a different email, so you can just be practicing. And then once you get full access to your original account, let me know, and I'll give you an extension on that account. Because I can give individual students extensions. You see what I'm saying? So once you get full access, let me know, and tell me your request. I'll think about it, and more than likely, I'll give you an extension on those assignments.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good question, because it made me think, and I think that's fair. Let me see the timer. Okay, we got 3 minutes. That's fine. Let me check the chat really quickly. I see that. You said you ordered it, so it's coming in the mail. Okay, Zoom call. But it should be unlocked. Let me see security. If I lock the meeting, that means it's after 15 minutes. So whoever is late, they need to send me an email or something. All right. So I intentionally set a timer, and I locked it after the first 15 minutes. So I'm not going to open it up now. We only got 10. I'm only going to keep you guys for another 10 minutes, most, give or take. Let me see. So just have whoever it is, just have them email me, and we'll go from there. But they can actually view this session on my YouTube channel. If they email me, more than likely I'll give them. I'll excuse them for today. But they can't like be live, but they can view on my YouTube and kind of engage that way. And also, if you're purchasing access to Pearson, if you can buy it directly from Pearson, that'll give you instant access. You won't have to wait for anything in the mail. Like, you won't have to wait. If you just buy it directly from Pearson, it should give you instant full access. And it's okay, but I'll give you the time that you need. I don't want you to stress about that. I do want you to do the best you can to get full access, and just kind of talk to me, and we can kind of work things out. Not really, because the full access, it comes with the ebook. The main thing that you need is the full access to Pearson, and Pearson has everything that you need. As long as you're okay, like getting on the web, you don't mind using a digital book, things of this nature. Okay, let me see if there are any others. No worries. Buying full version September 10th. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Let's take some time to go through this question. Yeah. Let's go through the details. So I'm going to get a copy I'm gonna get a copy of the original. I'm gonna go from
You
here.
unlock the Zoom call, please.
No, I'm not. I'm not,
Shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna unlock it yet.
So I can't join off my phone? No.
Oh, is it for you?
Yeah, I'm about to do it right now. Like, I got my phone right here and all
Okay.
that. I was trying to, but it said it was locked.
Okay, I got you. Hang on. Okay, since you're here, it's no worries. Hang on. Give me a moment. Hang on.
All right.
I want to share AirDrop to my tablets.
VIP.
Hey, that's his business, man. Let him have his business. Come on. Okay, let's hide all this other stuff. What's in the way? Zoom is in the way. Let's hide that. And we want to send it there. Come on. There it is. I got it. Cool beans. We can bring Zoom back. We're done with this. And the call is unlocked. Thank you. And let's open that up here. So Mr. Robinson. Let's add the photo from here. Come on. All right. Mr. Robinson. Okay, you good, Mr. Robinson? Okay, cool beans. I'm gonna lock it back. Come on. It's okay. Let's lock it. Let it be. We want to load this one. Insert. I'm gonna come on. Okay, you're slowing down. Yeah, hang on. Let's go like this, like this. We can close that, that, and that. Let's go here. We're almost done. Come on.
Did you pledge in college?
No, I didn't. I thought about it, but I was like, no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's no worries. Photo library.
Morehouse, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep. Yep. No, I don't know. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't make up my mind between different fraternities. I was like, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really one to kind of do what everybody else does. I make it harder on myself, but that's just not my thing. Okay, let's go here. But don't get it twisted. Like the pledging definitely has its perks, right? Especially when it comes to finding jobs, it makes it much easier. Okay, so let's look at this one. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's blurry for you or not. But this comes from section 1.3, question 63. It says students have envelopes for extra money. The initial cost to obtain the information for the job was $400. Each envelope costs 3 cents, and they get paid 8 cents per envelope stuffed. Let X represent the number of envelopes stuffed. Express the cost as a function of X. Okay, so for A, they're asking for a cost function. So we got some C of X, right? So usually with a cost function, we have a net cost, which is like the $400. So it costs them at least $400 just to get the information, and then it costs them an additional 3 cents per envelope, right? So 3 cents per envelope, like this. Okay. So this will be our cost function. So what they're gonna pay is gonna be $400 plus 3 cents for every envelope. Okay. And then for B, it says express the revenue function. So the revenue is going to be, basically that's the money earned on each envelope stuff. So they earn 8 cents for each envelope they stuff. Okay, that would be it there. And then part C, it says determine analytically the value of X for which the revenue equals the cost. Okay, so they're asking us to find when does the revenue equal the cost. This is the break-even point or the equilibrium point. Let's move it a little bit this way. Let me see. So when is the revenue? What's the revenue? So just 0.08x, and the cost 0.03x plus 400. Okay. There's a couple of routes we can take here. I'm a fan of clearing out decimals. You don't have to clear out the decimal, but I'm a fan of doing it. So I just like to share that, and you decide if you want to do it this way or not. You don't have to do it this way. So I noticed that the largest number of decimals I have are 2 decimal places. So I'm going to multiply both sides. I'm going to say this side times 100, and this side times 100. So that way it'll clear my decimals. Okay. You don't have to do this, and sometimes it does. This makes it a little bit worse, but I'm always a fan of clearing the decimals. If we distribute 100 on the right hand side, we're going to get 3x. That's going to be a 400 with 2 additional zeros. Okay. We can subtract. We get 5x, 40,000. Divide both sides by 5. That's a 8 with 3 zeros. So what this is saying is that they need to stuff 8,000 envelopes in order to break even. Any envelope that they stuff over 8,000 is gonna be a profit, but below 8,000, they're not gonna turn a profit. They're gonna be in the red. Let's box this final answer. Are there any questions on what I did here? Style, like this. So let's hop over to Pearson and see how do we do. So we got, that's not Pearson. All right, so the cost function. A cost function that we got, we said 0. Let me type it in. We got 0.03x plus 400. Cross our fingers. Awesome sauce. That was it. Okay. Then the revenue function was 0.08x. And that one looks good. And then the revenue equals the cost when x equals 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think that was it. Let me see. Okay. So we get out 350. We can go for another 15 minutes. Yeah, let's keep going. Let me see. Okay, let's take some time to go through section 1.2. I'm gonna close this out. And let's take hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes and counting.
And is this the right section? No. We want to go into section 1.2, preview. All right. So let's take notes on this. It's fun. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Let's keep going. So this is this comes from week 2. Let's back up. Oh shoot. Okay. We're okay. So this is homework. This comes from week 2, section 1.2 lines. Okay. Let's see. Let's do like this. I'm gonna hit open. I'm thinking I'm gonna just go 13. That's the number I want to do. Let's type close. Hey Google, give me a random number 1 through 22.
Here's a random number, 1.
1. Okay, we can do number 1. I think we're already on number 1. It says, find the slope of the line that passes through the pair of points, or state that the slope is undefined, and then indicate whether the line through the points rises, falls, is horizontal, or is vertical. Okay. So we're doing question number 1 from this section. This comes from section 1.2, question number 1. We're given a lot of information, so we have these 2 points, -3, 1, and 5, 4. It says find the slope. So we're asked to find the slope. And then it says tell whether the line is going to tell whether it rises, whether it falls, whether it's flat, or whether it's vertical. Okay. Let's hop over to the notes. So if we go to the tablet, we're here. This is what we're asked. So the slope, right? So slope formula, slope is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I like to automatically go x1, y1, x2, y2. So then we get the following. 4 minus 1 over 5 minus a -3. That's going to be 3. That's not a 3. I don't know what I wrote. 3 over 8. Okay, so that's our slope. So this one should rise because the slope is positive. So we're going to say it rises. Let's hop back. I think we got everything we need. So the slope is 3 by 8. Okay, awesome. The line rises from the left to the right. Okay. And that was it. Okay, let me see the time. We got time for a few more. I don't want to keep you more than 5 minutes. Hey Siri, change the timer to 5 minutes.
Just a sec. Okay, 5 minutes and counting.
I'm going to open up the polls. I'm going to type open. I'm going to go with 13 again. Let me see. Let's see. Google, what number are you going to choose? Hey, Google, give me a random number 1 through 21. Oh, close.
Here's a random number. 5.
5. Anybody get 5? Nope, no takers. One day I'm going to give extra credit for this. Just for paying attention and like engaging me. Let me see. Let's go to question number 5. Especially if you get it right. I always want to. So let's go to number 5. It says find an equation and slope interval. Let's go like this. Come on. Okay. A little bit smaller. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's go. So it says find an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the given point and has the slope. Also sketch the graph. Okay. So let me take some notes here. This is question number 5 from the homework. This comes from section 1.2, number 11. It says basically the equation of the line going through the point 5, 1 with the slope of negative 6 by 5, right? Okay, let's hop over to the tablet. Okay. So let me write this down really quickly. So whenever I work with lines, this is something. Okay, cool beans. This will be the last one. Hey Siri, stop the timer.
I stopped the timer.
So whenever I work with lines, I like to have the following 3 equations ready to go, or formulas ready to go. The first one is the slope formula, which we just used. That's going to be the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The second equation I like to have ready to go is the point slope formula. And that's going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then the third one I like to have is the slope-intercept formula. I just like to have these nearby. And that's going to be my y equals mx plus b. This is whenever I'm working with lines. I like to have these ready to go, right? Let me shrink these down. We don't need it to take up that much space. Did we get that? Awesome. We missed it. That's about the right size. Okay. So we have a point and a slope. I'm just partial to starting here. I just like to start here. Y equals mx plus b. Move this out of the way. This will be the last one. Okay. So then if we plug in what we have, our y is going to be 1. Our slope is going to be a negative 6 by 5. Our x is going to be 5. And b is the only thing we don't know. Ultimately, we get b equals, notice that this 5 cancels this one. That means we can add 6 to both sides and we get b equals 7. So then the equation of the line is going to be negative 6 by 5x plus 7. Okay? So let's box our final answer. And let's go back and answer the question being asked. Now that we have this information. Okay? So we got negative 6 by 5x plus 7. So if we hop over to Pearson, it says, give the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Okay, so that's going to be y equals, we got a negative 6 by 5x plus 7. Cross our fingers. Awesome sauce. Then it asks us to graph, so I'm going to click here. Okay, we want a line, right? And then we need 2 points to identify a line. So the first one that we have is the y-intercept of 7. So I'm going to click that one. And then if we go down 6 and right by 5, so we should be at what, 1, 5? Down 5, 1, right? Yeah, down 6. I think this is where we are. That's the second point right there. I think we should be able to edit by typing an object, delete it, or move with the arrow. We should have the option to edit by typing, but this is okay. I'm going to hit save and check my answer. Awesome sauce. Okay. All right, gentlemen. So if you have a burning question, now is a good time to ask it. If you don't have a burning question, I'm going to release everybody. Thank you for being an awesome person. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. I would say enjoy your holiday, but we're going to be together on the holiday, so, you know. But enjoy your weekend, okay? Take care. Deuces up, A-Time down. Peace. Anybody have any questions before I end everything?
Hi, Professor.
All right. All right. Let's do like this, like this. Let me go ahead and share this before I forget. Share. Like this. This one, notes. Right there is fine. Send a copy. Oh, shoot, cancel. Paper. Sure. Box. Thank you. Thank you. She's ready. Let's go like this. Okay. Then let's go here.